here, AVANT, they've taken out 2 maps. I mean, they dropped the first one since we started this one back after all. And I mean, it's first to 6. From the way they're playing now, I'm going to ask you for a mid-map prediction. Do you see them being able to take out this map from what we've seen so far in the limited time?
From what we've seen so far in this very limited time, I mean, it's looking that way. It's looking pretty possible. 2-4 is going to be a score as TRIDENT do get on the board though, Mike. So as per our usual comment on this series so far, it's so hard to pick. I mean, the uplinks we've seen previously, TRIDENT were the ones able to snatch it. AVANT get the early lead. But not only is this very close, it's still only the first half. 2-4, only one single dunk separating both these teams. You can see your scoreboard right now. That's your series score at the top, 4-4, and 2-4 is your map score. It is so close between both of these squads.
It really is, and you can just see these kills transferring between these two teams. 4-2 being the score at the moment. Jazen does have the satellite. He's going to be trying to throw it over, try to throw it out, but unfortunately just bounced back in there over to that green side, of course, as we are going to be having the kills still once again, just trading between the two. But I just want to know, I mean, 18 kills for Wolfie, 16 there for Izze. To top that overall kill count here, and 6-2 being the scoreboard.
I just want to point out that is why it is so important if you are going to reset the drone that you actually make it. Blue just completely punished the TRIDENT squad. In particular, I think it was Jazen for not throwing it out correctly. It was Blue who picked it up, was able to sweep right through and get another 2 points on the board. And when there was only 2 points separating, you've just doubled the margin there between both squads. So it was actually a really big deal that he wasn't able to reset that drone. In the meantime, the guys from AVANT have actually been able to get another point on the board. So with 7 seconds left, 7-2 looks like it's going to be your finishing score here as we go into the second half. And AVANT are looking strong.
They really are. And I mean, first half is over. We still have that second half. AVANT, from what we've seen throughout the first day, you know, it proves this theory. They run off that momentum train. They go back to back. They run with that hype as well. They'll be going forth. They've been showing that they, you know, even though they picked up Blue sort of last minute leading into this event, it's worked out well. It's been the best decision for them as a team. And, I mean, they're showing on fire. 2 maps straight. It's looking like a third so far. 7-2 shows that. But TRIDENT, they've opened it up with a bang. They have gotten 4 kills straight off the bat. Beasted with this satellite. He's trying to go for these 2 points. He will get those 2 points. And now it's a 3-point game.
That's how you want to start this second half of the uplink. Wolfie now did have the drone in hand. He's going to be trying to throw it ahead here for his squad. Diving instead through the window. Can he make a move? Indeed he does. That is how you answer back here from the AVANT squad. There's 3 down for TRIDENT. Can they set up the relay? Barney was the only one left alive there for a second, so I'm pretty doubtful, but there is a good chance he can get the throw. Is it good? I thought he might have got the rebound, but not going to happen. A couple of players down there for AVANT, and it is going to be thrown out there by Jazen. Jazen here making a run with the drone. He does have his teammate run and point for him. That is going to be Chilean diving through the window. He's still alive there, trying to pick up the kill. He does on Barney before being dropped. Jazen had to bide his time and decide to throw it out. It looked a bit high, but he ended up getting through. 5-9, still your score. 2 dunks separating these squads. Nice work here by AVANT.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be having with that, of course, 9-5, 3 minutes and 37. We do have right here, of course, TRIDENT still needing to catch on up, but I'm really needing them to show a little bit more oomph here in this game to be able to really make something happen. Of course, Wolfie is going to have this satellite for himself, and they're going to be trying to move this one up the map as well to be able to get those points for themselves. And it does seem like it's going to be intercepted there by Damage as he moves over across the map.
Yeah, great work there by Damage. He may be going highly negative, but he's going to be getting that intercept as we pointed out. He's going 0.5 KD right now and needs to probably pick up those kills to assist the squad. Beaston trying to do his best. He's going even money on the KD. Blue, however, is going to be trying to get a few more points on the board. Instead, he throws it out for 1. Now into the double digits here for the squad. 6-10, answering back after that single point coming out of TRIDENT. Nice work by these guys. Wolfie trying to set up the relay as well.
I mean, he was trying to go for that throw, but unfortunately wasn't able to make it happen. You're going to be having Blue They're getting one. He's going to be able to pick up the second one as well. He's looking for a third. Can he do it? The player's going to be looking over across that sandbag area, of course. He's looking to get a couple more. His teammate has his back, and unfortunately, he can't get that second one. They're trying to get that ball across, but damage, he does have that one, and he's going to be moving across the map to get these points for himself as well. He's going to get that 2-point capture. It's going to be a 2-point game right here. 2 minutes still remaining. It's down to the wire.
This reminds me of that Detroit uplink match, how close it was, and then it was just clawed away the last few seconds. Trident were able to pick that one up. Avant, they are now in front. Let's see if it's going to be Deja Vu, but on a different map, Mike. Will they try and slow it down and just keep throwing it out? That is the typical meta of uplink. When you're in front and it's the last couple of minutes, or at least at last minute, you're going to keep throwing it out. Avant have a history of being of throwing it out early. Like, they're on the defense, a really hardcore defense, turtling up really early. So whether they do that again is yet to be seen. I know Trident are on the great attack. Good throw there by Beeson onto Chills. Chills alley-oops it through 10-10. So no matter what we were talking about with Avant, they're turtling it up. They don't have the choice now. They need points on the board.
They really do, and they've left it in a little bit of a tricky situation for themselves because they know now they're getting desperate for these points. Now, both teams, of course, need to get these on the board, but, I mean, throws like that will not help anyone.
That's right, and I mean, that was just a really big miss from Avant, and Trident are going to capitalize on that for sure. Jars in the smart route here. He's going to be diving out through the window. If he throws it through, they're going to get the lead. Great work there by Jars and smart routing. He knew he didn't have quite the backup he needed to rush straight out of that back door, so he wraps it around the window, back on top of the roof, and that is how you get a clutch point. And when there's less than a minute left, Mike, that is a vital point right there.
It really is, but you are going to be, of course, you had Avant anyway, having that satellite in their control. Chills, though, is going to be going in for another 1-point capture, making it 12 points to 10. Now, they're just getting, they're getting hyped up now. The level of their communication is rising. They're getting intense. They're getting into this game for these final 20 seconds. They're just taking it that 110% range to close off this map and trying to be able to make something happen. But Wolfie will have this drone in his hand. He's going to be he needs to go for this 2 points, but he gets stuck on the vent. He won't be able to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, any other time that would have been a mistake, but Wolfie knew that he had to go for the 2 points to at least tie things up here. So Trident are going to be taking the win here after Avant were in front the whole way. This really is deja vu of what we saw in the Detroit match, where Trident were able to snake it with 2 single pointers. It happened again here on the main stage. These guys are fired up. Trident are going off their clacker, I'll say. We'll mix this up. These guys are completely psyched up, except, of course, for Damage Far Right. Completely composed. That's typically what we see from him. Look, this is just history repeating itself. We saw Avant in front pretty much the entire way, only by a fraction of a margin, which entire way, it's exactly what we saw in Detroit. Their defense started letting up. Trident put the hurt on at the end. A couple of single-point throws. That's a victory right there.
It is, and I mean, I'm just looking at this, right, and I'm just seeking, it was going back and forth, but we made one prediction. So far, we were thinking from what they were playing earlier, they were going to be able to take the map. Now, that first half that we saw didn't turn into the second half. I mean, it started a little bit, they were gaining that momentum. Trident just went in, bam, and the momentum was gone.
That really is right. We are heading into a hard point next, though, Mike, and look, I don't make predictions of the series, but all I'm saying is that Avant play a ridiculous hardpoint game.
Well, I'm predicting a map 11, so I guess that really favors my map for that as well. So I think Avant will take it because I want a map 11, if not for anything else. And I definitely think they could, as you pointed out, they were playing well in those hardpoints. They proved it a little bit earlier as well. They were able to perform well. All their players went off. And I think that it'll show here again to go to a map 11.
The map 11, if we get it, is going to be so interesting. S&D, Solar, both teams have their strats down pat for Solar.
Yep.
Historically, or most of the time, you'd see Trident take the S&D. Avant took the most recent one that we saw very convincingly, I might add. So, look, any way you look at it, this is an intense and exciting series. and it really could go either way. We're down to the hard point. We're heading to Detroit, folks. Let's kick things off here with Wolfie. Wonder Kid here along with Blue here from AVANT-GARDE. Let's get into it, Mike.
Wolfie once again to open this one up. We'll see what he can do. Of course, Bunny will be able to take down damage. Izzy takes down Jazz, and 2 players down from either team right here. Chills, though, going to be getting those first points there off the hard point, just ducking through bullets, it seems, as we are going to be seeing what, who's going to really try to step up to try and contest him. Now, that was going to be the Avant players, Bunny and Wolfie, to shut down 2. Blue also get taken down. Wolfie takes down Jazz, and I mean, once again, Wolfie opens up with a bang, 4-1.
Yeah, great start by Wolfie. I knew he was going to be doing it. We're on with Issei right now, captain of AVANT-GARDE. He is going to be shut down there by Damage. Chilean following up with another kill on the Avant squad as well. We're going to be setting up for the rotation in about 10 seconds time. Speaking of 10 seconds, that's how much is separating both these teams right now, as Chilean is going to be trying to rack up the scrap time right here, just opening up this gap as we do open up over to green. Rotating over there, Jarzan is going to be in control. However, watch out for the player coming in through the back. That's Wolfie. Get the lead in. Wolfie almost got turned on. However, instead, he's going to make it into a fairy tale, picking up 2 solid kills there before finally being shut down. 30 for 8 there, and TRIDENT is still walking away with the score. Completely opposite of what we're expecting here at the start of this hardpoint on Detroit. I'm sure Avant are still going to wake up and get their head into the game for this map. It's still yet to be determined. All I know is that TRIDENT have racked up almost 50 points already after a minute and a half.
That they have, and I mean, they are just looking to close this game out. We are banned from making predictions in the future.
I swear, I've been pretty good this weekend. It's just you and I, Mike. As soon as I'm with you, man, I'm making bad calls. Yeah, I'm putting it on you, buddy.
Okay.
It's all on you, mate.
My one series of the day seems to be against me in this one, but it's okay because, I mean, you look at Jazzin, he's going 2-7, but he's getting all that hill time. And the reason he doesn't need more kills is because the rest of his team is just mopping them all up. I mean, you got Chills on 10 and 5, 7 for Beaston as well. He's going to be on a 2 streak, speaking of Beaston, and he's going to be just instant rotations. So they're sitting up early, they're picking off these kills, and they're just making sure no one can contest them. They're getting loud, 84 points to 8 right now.
Look, I cannot believe that. If someone told me it was 84 for 12 before we started this match, I would have said, you're a downright liar. Go wash your mouth out with soap, because I would not have believed you at all. 90 for 12 at the start of this hard point. I cannot believe this, given the history of this Avant squad. They rotated early, but they lost 2 very important gun battles, allowing TRIDENT in control of this car park hard point. You got one player coming up from the basement, one coming up the ramp. Both battles lost by Avant, and allowing TRIDENT control. Let's see how this very important rotation over to yellow takes place. We're looking for where TRIDENT Chills is on your minimap right now. There's going to be a player coming from behind him. So in the rotation is actually going to be the guys from Avant. This is what I expected. They rotated early, but they've been losing the gun battles. They've won their last couple. They're set up nicely now. Keep an eye on that minimap, because it'll dictate how these guys from TRIDENT are going to answer this one.
I mean, they're going to be just breaking on in, it seems, as Wolfie tries to just stop the onslaught that is TRIDENT. Blue will take one, though. It's going to be contested. And you just see Izzy Barty picking off those kills that they need. But Beaston, he gets 2. Blue looks to take it, but Wolfie gets 2 in return. It seems like they're staying put here, Avant, here in this hard point. They've settled in nicely. But it's all about the future from here. It's all about setting up on that schoolyard, holding this yellow, being able to catch back up in terms of those points. If they can do that, they still have a chance in this game. If they can't, I think it's all over.
Yeah, Blue held onto a lot of points right there. TRIDENT finally able to break it when there was about 15 seconds left, and they do hold on to the scrap points as well, hitting the 1 minute 20 mark as we hit 6 minutes left in the map. We're going to be rotating over to school now. You've got Barney here from Avant holding it down earlier. Player coming up the stairs. That's Chills being dropped. Another one is going to be just outside. He does get the tags on. Damage cleaning him up, though. Blue holding down school now for the Avant squad. You can tell by your minimap, all those blue arrows are hanging around there. Bad spawn for the guys here of TRIDENT. They're all the way over in yellow, having to force themselves right down the middle of the map, where they've got Barney waiting for him with that bow. Barney is forced back into hiding over inside the stairwell. There is a flank here coming out from Jarzan. Jarzan able to take Blue out of the hard point. Tries to follow up with the second one. He does as well. That is a clutch play there by Jarzan to get the guys from Avant out of there, because Avant was catching up very nicely, and indeed they still are doing so after Wolfie responded with a two-piece of his own, and then another one over there on, I believe that was Chilean, and then again on Beast and Wolfie going nuts. This is exactly what Avant need. It is now a 30-point game here as we reach the halfway mark.
They needed that momentum, but they need these kills as well to continue on with this one. 132, 100, oh no, to 99 right there. 4 minutes and 47 seconds still remaining. This brand new hardpoint, second set of rotations right here. And Avant, they're just carrying over that through with that to push on forward. Now, I'm just looking, 20 points the difference. 37 seconds still remaining this hardpoint. Avant, this is a different Avant that we're seeing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they're finally waking up here. And look at this, Mike. It was a 55-point deficit at its worst. There was like 60 points to single-digit points of Avant to start this. And now we've got the comeback of the century. There's 10 points separating. Blue's going nuts here. He's on 14 kills and he's still going hard. Wolfie, the man of the hour, 27 for 16. Cast to curse. Just got him there as he's going to be taken down. Blue taking a fall as well, but now there's only 6 points separating them. Trident back in control here of the Atlas hardpoint as it does rotate over to green, and you've got all of Trident here as well. Let's see how it's broken. One player coming in the back door. This is going to be Issei. Can he break it? Gets one. Another player on the corner gets two. Great pre-fire there from Issei. Nice work there. He's going to keep firing onto green. He needs to watch behind him though. Another player coming in through the flank. Is he going to be turning around? Pre-fire on literally every corner. He's finally going to be shut down there, but Wolfie, his teammates, holding it down 150 to 149. A couple of points separates these teams. What a game on our hands right here as Avant are fighting for their lives.
They really are. I mean, they've gotten the lead actually as well. 3-point game right here, closing in. Trident are in this hard point. 3 minutes 10 remaining. Avant go to contest, and I mean, you see the kills ranging from the Trident team. Beeson is going to be on 4, and you see him, of course. Beeson, normally these respawns is always top of that board. He's always, average of 30+ kills on those respawns. Currently sitting on 19 and 19. So with him on a streak, with him going on 5, they could just completely close this one out. But you look how close it is. You look at Avant. Once again, they're a different Avant to how they started this map, and it really is showing. 3 players aligned now for each team as they move over to this car park. We do have 169 to 163. 2 minutes 35 still on this clock.
I've pointed this out throughout all of today. If Beaston just lights up, the rest of his team come together, they are a squad that will dominate. Beaston did light up indeed. He got 8 kills in a row before being dropped. However, Avant back on the streak once again. Barney picking it up along with the rest of his squad. 30 bombs for Wolfie and Issei on the other side of the board. You've got Chilean dropping his 30 bomb. 2-kill streak. He's walking away with the scrap points here. 180 to 173. Not contested here. There is one player coming in the door. That's going to be Barney. Chilean shuts that one down. Taking candy from a baby is this hard point. 190 to 173. Rotating over to yellow. Now let's check it out. You've got Jarzen getting shot in the back by Chilean. You've got, Chilean backing him up there. Blue was the one getting the shots in the back there. He's also going to get the player coming in the door. Not one, but almost gets 2. Jarzen shutting that one down before being followed by Barney. Avant racking up the points, and they need to. They're 15 points behind. 1 minute 35 left on the clock. Chills trying to get in through the window here. Wolfie and Issei are up here for Avant. Wolfie holding it down right now. He needs to watch these guys. They are spawning over in car park, trying to break in his damage over in glass, but Barney, the aggressive defense right there of the hard point, still holding it down, and now Avant are back in the lead, Mike.
They are, but not for too much longer. The score's tied. Try to take the lead. 1 minute 10 on the clock. 15 seconds still remaining here in this hard point. Beaston is going to be looking to pick off these kills. Now Wolfie's going to be breaking on in. Wolfie doesn't seem to know what's going on. Issei will pick off 2 in return as well. Beaston's still searching for this kill. He's going to get 1. He's going to get the second one as well. Shutting down both Barney and Issei. Now nades will come out and we'll see one over onto the Atlas. But it's all about this school hard point. With 3 points, make that 2 points and less. Tied game between these two. This last hard point is that much more important. The kills though for Trident, they get a team down and they now have control of this hard point to once again tie up this game. 30 seconds remaining here. Avant, They've stepped it up this game from the beginning. They need that one step further to secure themselves a win.
There have been two players clutching up, one from each side, Beeston and Wolfie for their teams respectively, but it looks like Trident are going to be coming out on top. 230 to 212, 10 seconds left. There is not enough time for the guys from AVANT to come back. Your series score has been 5-4. It's about to be 6-4. Best of 11. Trident are going to be eliminating AVANT-GARDE from the ACL Sydney 2015 Call of Duty tournament. What a game and what a series from both of these teams. 238 to 212. Oh my God, Mike, what a match we just saw.
If you told me at the beginning of that, we would see a game go from, at the end, the final score, 238 to 212, started off being 84 points to 8, I wouldn't have believed you.
I know, what a comeback from AVANT. And then literally the third last and second last hard points, there was back and forth, about 10 points swaying either way. And then it was just that final hard point. Yellow was clutched up by Beeston. I mean, Beeston
really
was the X factor here in this game. I've been saying that this kid's been asleep. He's just cut his thumbs off today, but he has clutched up where he needed to be right at the end. Final game, you're in a best of 11. Beeston's woken up and he's just let loose here on this AVANT squad.
I mean, I mentioned earlier when he was 19 and 19 that he gets an average of over 30 kills. He ended up with 32. He had to just make up those stats.
Are you a gypsy?
I think I might be.
Got a bit of gypsy blood in your mic. I think you might have 1.14 KD, 5 caps, 3 defense. Beeston, my man, was the X factor there in that one to finish things off. The 40 bomb hit by Wolfie, 4 caps, 5 defense. It wasn't enough, and you can tell just by looking at the captures here, Mike. The kills might have went very favorably to the guys over there on AVANT, but it was Trident who capitalized on them more, converted it to points, especially those last 2 hard points, holding out the scrap time of Yellow and then breaking through the setup of AVANT and holding down School exactly where they needed to. Blue was in there from AVANT. Unfortunately, he could take out 1, he could take out 2, but he couldn't take on the rest of Trident. Trident with their full force coming in and then just winning those final gun battles.
I mean, once again, they were able to clutch it up at the end. He went down to those final 25 seconds to be able to determine the entire game, and it wasn't expected at the beginning. Once again, we thought, AVANT were going to be playing strong. They started off slow, and I think ultimately that's what were the down for in the end. They had to play catch up for the entire game. They might have been going back and forth by the end, but that beginning still is just as important as that final result as well. So unfortunately, they're eliminated. But I mean, with the stake of 25,000 pro points on the line for first place, they're still going to get quite a fair bit for third.
They really are. I mean, they're in the money. They're going to be getting those MLG Pro points. However, it is going to be all about Trident right now as they are going to be taking on Mindfreak in our grand final. It's going to be a continuation series once again. Best of 11, 3-1 up for Mindfreak right now. I cannot wait to get into that one, guys. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at ACL Pro, following us on our Facebook and YouTube as well, because you'll be seeing all of the action from ACL Sydney and our other events on all of those social media channels. The VODs will be going up directly onto ACL Pro Video on YouTube. And you can also check out the rebroadcast here on mlg.tv/ACL. I mean, I'm loving the action here at ACL Sydney, Mike. I cannot wait to get into the grand final. Tweet your friends, tweet your mum, tweet your dad. Let everyone know that the grand final here of the Call of Duty tournament at ACL Sydney 2015 is about to start up. Mindfreak versus Trident. It's coming to you right after this.